Keira Knightley took a break from filming the 2 Pirates of the Caribbean sequels to attend the world premiere of Pride and Prejudice, and she said she was glad to be back in London with her friends and family. But the star, who wowed the crowd in her purple Matthew Williamson frock and hair extensions, may be enjoying London for another reason. She is rumoured to be dating body rocker Kaz James. Perhaps she likes the way he moves.
Yes, this morning Jackie Brambles has fully embraced the genteel world of Jane Austen and is at one of the gorgeous locations, and they really are, where the movie was shot. And Jackie somewhere... now then, morning.
Oh.
Wow.
Morning. Now, if you're going to make me dress up in costume, I'm going to demand a Mr. Darcy written into the contract. Thank you, Mr. Darcy. I had a budget for a horse and carriage or a Mr. Darcy, so I went for that one. Hello, good morning. It's been very genteel on GMTV this morning. As you can see behind me, this is Groombridge Place, which actually doubles for Longbourn, the home of the Bennet family, in the new film Pride and Prejudice, which I saw last night, which is absolutely fantastic. Have a little glance at it for yourself.
Think of your family!
You cannot make me!
Mr. Bennet, say something!
So, your mother insists on you marrying Mr. Collins?
Yes, I shall never see her again.
Lizzie, from this day onward, you must be a stranger to one of your
Who
parents.
will maintain you when your father's dead?
Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do.
Mr. Bennet! Thank you, Papa.
Now, if you go and see the movie and you fall in love with the look of it, do come down to Groombridge Place. It's in Tunbridge Wells in Kent, and it's open to the public. The grounds are until November. The premiere took place last night in London at the Odeon in Leicester Square. All the stars were there. Keira Knightley looking absolutely fantastic. Donald Sutherland, who plays her father so well in this film, and Brenda Blethyn, who's just hilarious as her mother. They were at the premiere. Huge crowds outside waiting for them. They spent lots of time signing autographs. Now, as you know, we've got a big Pride and Prejudice week going on all this week on GMTV. Tomorrow morning, Keira Knightley, who flew in early back to this country, not just for the premiere, but to talk exclusively to Fiona Phillips, will be on the show tomorrow. That interview in full, but here's a little taster for you.
I was so terrified that I tried to talk my agents into not setting up a meeting with the director and the producer, because I was like, just don't send me up for this, because this is too terrifying. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready for it. Please don't make me do this. And they just went, listen, I'm a huge Jane Austen fan. I've been obsessed, particularly by Pride and Prejudice, since I was about 7. And they just went, listen, you're obsessed. You are obsessed with the book. You'll be fine. Just go and meet him.
Now, probably one of the most classic love stories of all time has been brought to the big screen for the first time in 65 years. There was a telly version, we remember very well. Pride and Prejudice, the movie, premiered last night in London, and the red carpet was out for its all-star cast.
Yo, mic check, mic check. Yeah, here you go. Oh, nah, he over here. Yeah, I heard he got that hot new thing. It's called... Let's get it going. Vibe a second. It's a club, girl, while you arrive naked. Hear that? How the veteran glide the record. But don't download, go out and buy the record. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it.
Oh, that looks good fun, doesn't it? Well, the beautiful people were out last night, and the beautiful people are out this morning. Jackie Brambles was there last night, and she joins us now live from one of the locations featured in the movie, and looks... You really suit that. I think you look absolutely fantastic. It's great.
I have to say, I feel the part. I feel very genteel this morning. We're at one of the houses that the filming took place at for 3 months. In fact, it's called Longbourn in the film, and of course this is where the Bennet girls live, and this is where they first meet Mr. Darcy. So I thought I'd bring along my own Mr. Darcy. Have a little rest for the moment, Mr. Darcy. Thank you. It was either him or a horse and carriage on the budget for this morning, so I opted for a Mr. Darcy. But this is Groombridge Place. It's called Longbourn in the film. It's absolutely beautiful. And what was extraordinary about the filming here is quite often in movies they'll use a fabulous exterior like this, and then they build sets inside studios. But here it was so authentic and so perfect for the film that they actually filmed both on the inside and the outside. It's an absolutely beautiful place.
Can't wait to see this movie. I really can't. I think it's going to be great. Who was at the premiere last night? It looked like, from what we saw, just about everybody.
Just about everybody was there, you're absolutely right. Of course, Donald Sutherland's been on the show this morning. He was there. I think he got the biggest cheer from the crowds because he's done so many fabulous movies over the years. And he said one of the reasons that he was sort of drawn to this film, even though it was with a first-time director, was just because the director, Joe Wright, was so passionate about the project.
He had so much passion, and passion's the only thing that keeps you from being bored, so I wanted to be a part of his passion.
He's a good guy, isn't he? And I'll tell you what, everybody's saying that Keira Knightley, this is kind of her coming-of-age movie, if you like. She really shines in this film.
She absolutely does. Her last film, The Jacket, she was spectacular in. That was kind of a weird thriller. This one, she's very suited to this sort of period piece. And it's a much younger feeling Jane Austen type movie, I have to say. She's perfect in the lead role of Lizzie Bennet. And of course there's a new Mr. Darcy. Move over Colin Firth. Here's Matthew Macfadyen, who Keira rates quite highly.
Matthew Macfadyen is so romantic in the film. He really, really is. I mean, I think the film is really told through Elizabeth Bennet's eyes. So at the beginning you don't like him too much, and by the end you're completely and utterly in love with him. And that's perfect.
She is so beautiful, that girl. She really is. Now, Matthew Macfadyen, is he a good Mr. Darcy? Does he smoulder?
He is dark and brooding. He smoulders non-stop, and you do really quite dislike him, I have to say, at the very beginning. He's a very unassuming guy in real life, though, very pleasant, very sort of mild-mannered, and was a little bit intimidated at the thought of taking on this role.
It's one of those parts. It's one of those iconic parts. So it was a thrill. I'm in good company, you know, with Colin Firth and Laurence Olivier. I think even Peter Cushing played Darcy.
Yeah, and of course Colin Firth. And you know, it's a wonderful, wonderful book, marvellous work of literature, but the question that I think we all want to know is, in this movie, does Mr. Darcy get his britches wet? Does he dive in and come out all damp?
He has very tight breeches, I can tell you that, and as he strides across the sort of the moors and things, he looks very, very handsome, but they don't get particularly damp. I do think this is Mr. Darcy for the younger generation, for sort of Keira Knightley's generation. He is perfect. I think for old birds like myself, you can't beat Colin Firth, but Matthew Macfadyen is a fabulous young, dashing Mr. Darcy.
Oh, wonderful stuff. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the movie. I love the TV series. And
good luck. Now, though, it is time to cross live to the red carpet for the premiere of Pride and Prejudice. Hopefully, our Alex is with Keira Knightley, and hopefully he hasn't done anything silly. Alex.
Hello, I'm with Keira Knightley on the red carpet of Pride and Prejudice, and you're thoroughly unimpressed with my impression of Mr. Darcy, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm so impressed. It's the sideburns. They're beautiful.
If I hadn't said I'm Mr. Darcy, you wouldn't have thought I was Mr. Darcy, though, would you?
I was just trying to work out why, really, but it's beautiful. You look great.
Okay, well, thank you very much. First of all, thousands of people here to see you, to see the premiere of this movie. What's it make you feel like?
I'm scared. It's lovely. It's really lovely, and everybody's been very nice so far, but it is very, very scary.
I've seen this movie, and I have to say, as someone who likes movies about spaceships and superheroes, I didn't expect to like it, but I did. And I want you to give a statement to people who might not think they'd like a movie like this and why they should come and see it.
Because it's so romantic, it's unbelievable, and you'd have to be really, really hard-hearted not to like it. Also, I've used this before, but if you're a guy and you're not romantic but you want to go on a date, then you will get laid if you take your girl to go and see this movie.
And should they potentially dress as me? Not me, but Mr. Darcy to do that?
That said a lot. No, maybe they should dress as you. Maybe that would work. But yeah, no, if you want to dress in some really tight breeches and all that, it's sexy. It is sexy.
I feel quite sexy, but I'd love to know one final thing, what you think of me as Mr. Darcy, if I actually read some lines from the film. Are you up for that?
Yeah, go on.
I never spoke to you without rather wishing to give you pain than not. Now, be sincere. Did you admire me for my impotence? Actually, what is that? What's that word?
I'm dyslexic. I haven't got a clue.
I think it's
impotence.
Impotence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pertinence.
That's more likely. What do you think?
Impotence. But maybe that said a lot as well. Yeah, I think you're wicked. I think you'd get it.
Keira, thank you. Have a lovely night. Keira Knightley. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, Alex is so cute, and Keira, we love the dress. Now,
just when you thought you'd seen the last Jane Austen film adaptation, think again. Another version of Pride and Prejudice, starring Keira Knightley, Donald Sutherland and Judi Dench, is about to hit UK screens with a sigh. The film premiered in London, where fans got another glimpse of a romantic classic.
How good of you to come.
So which of the painted peacocks is our Mr. Bingley?
Well, he's on the right, and on the left is his sister.
And the person with the quizzical brow?
That is his good friend, Mr. Darcy.
He looks miserable, poor soul.
Miserable he may be, but poor he most certainly is not.
Tell me.
10,000 a year, and he earns half of Derbyshire.
The miserable half.
He's about the best butcher in the county. I could introduce the ladies in the choir.
It's the first time Keira's appeared in an Austen adaptation, but with her English Rose good looks, she's perfect for the part.
I've been obsessed since I was about 7. I got bought the book tape and I used to listen to it on a loop, and I had 2 dolls' houses. I had one tiny little one that was called Longbourn and one big one that was called Pemberley, so I've been obsessed for a very long time.
There's sure to be plenty of swooning in this latest version. Matthew Macfadyen stars alongside Knightley as the dashing Mr. Darcy. If it looks like your cup of tea, Pride and Prejudice opens in UK cinemas next week.
Do you draw?
No, not at all.
Your sisters, do they draw?
Not one.
It's very strange. I suppose you had no opportunity. Your mother should have taken you to town every spring for the benefit of the masters.
I'm sure my mother wouldn't have minded, but my father hates town.
Has your governess left you?
We never had a governess.
No governess? 5 daughters brought up at home without a governess. I never heard such a thing. Your mother must have been quite a slave to your education.
Not at all, Lady Catherine.
It's been voted the most romantic book ever, and I think that the film really lives up to that. It is terribly, terribly romantic, and the reason for that is that there's longing. Back then, you know, they had to spend months and months and months apart.
I think she's nailed Lizzie. She really got her vivacity and her sense of kind of laughter and enjoying life.
It goes on and on about how beautiful Jane is and how plain Lizzie is, you know, and I thought, well, obviously that's an impossible task. And then they found this way that they decided that, you know, Lizzie was going to be a tomboy.
Keira's lovely, lovely, lovely girl. And I'm working with her again now in Pirates of the Caribbean. Having failed to win her hand as Mr. Collins in Pride and Prejudice, I'm now going to try and kill her in Pirates of the Caribbean to get my revenge.